Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ready, Set, Replay, the ultimate video game replay podcast. I'm Daniel, joined as always by my best friend, Skyler.
What's up?
And today, we're playing, I guess specifically, it's supposed to just be Putt Putt Goes to the Circus. But, in the interest of having a full episode of things to talk about, we have elected to play all 6 of the mainline Putt Putt video games. So, strap on in, everybody. We got a lot of putting to do, but Sky, of course, before we do any of that,
We gotta go back.
we gotta go back.
Much like Putt Putt in one of his games.
In one of his
we
games.
We have to go back.
We all gotta go back. Here we go.
Mr. Firebird created the time portal somehow.
We're going to the time period of when Putt Putt joined the circus, or when is it joins the circus? Putt Putt joins the circus? I think it is. Which was June 11th of the year 2000. Guess what? You'll never guess.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we finally moved more than one day away from our previous video.
All right. How many days has it been?
Let's see. The last one was June 28th, and it is now July 11th. So roughly 2 weeks. Although, as a spoiler for the next one of these episodes, we are going to be going back to June 29th for the next video game that we're playing. So I did have to save some news things for when we do that. But on July the 4th, we got a brand new album from none other than Dr. Dre himself. It's The Next Episode. I think it's one of his more famous albums. It's the one that goes do 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 do. Yeah, where he he's like partnered with Snoop and some other people.
Yeah.
If I think of a Dr. Dre song, that's probably the first one. So pretty good. Also on the 10th, we got a brand new Coldplay album. It's Parachutes, and its 2 key songs are Yellow, being the one where it was all yellow, and then of course Parachutes.
Yeah.
So 2 pretty big ones there. Despite that, the Billboard has not changed much, although I still can't get into the Billboard website because I'm not going to pay $15 a month to look at it, so the website that I'm using now might be a little scuffed and inaccurate, but who knows. Really, the only change is that the 5th most popular song is one called I Wanna Know by Joe.
See, if we're talking about I Wanna Know from like roughly the year 2000, I'm thinking of Phil Collins from Tarzan.
Yeah. Distinctly, it's not that one. But don't worry.
I think Tarzan came out in 99.
Well, we're close then. In the world of movies and or television, we had 2 brand new movies. One is wildly popular and one is just kind of iconic. On the 7th, we had Scary Movie come out. So there you go.
Oh, they just announced a new one relatively recently.
Yeah. And then the second one that came out is called But I'm a Cheerleader, which is one of the first like standout gay icon movies. So that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Not a super popular movie, but
let me tell you, But I'm a Cheerleader is an amazing movie. Absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite of the year.
Really? Okay, cool. I haven't seen it. I watched the trailer for it and I was like, RuPaul's in this? That's crazy.
Yeah, it has a very, I'll call it a kind of dry sense of humor to it, and obviously it's a standout film in the LGBT genre. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, in the trailer there was some things that I saw like cinematically that looked pretty interesting, where they were playing with color pretty heavy. So that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the 5th, we had the premiere of a very popular reality show that I don't particularly enjoy called Big Brother. So
I've never watched an episode of Big Brother.
Me neither. Well, I've watched episodes, but I've never like really followed it. What I didn't know until looking it up for this basically is that apparently this show was going on like daily. Like there was a new episode almost every day, like soap opera style. On the 8th, we lost a TV show, pour one out, for Freaks and Geeks, which had its last episode.
Dang, that's a really good show, too.
Yeah, it really is. The box office thus looks like this. Number one for the week is Scary Movie from Miramax. Number two is The Perfect Storm from Warner Brothers. The Patriot remains number
Mhm.
three from Sony. The Kid from Walt Disney is number four, and Me, Myself, and Irene has bumped all the way down to number five.
Wow, I've seen all those movies.
Wow. Are they all good?
Short answer, no, not really, I guess.
Okay. In the world of sports entertainment, we had WCW Bash at the Beach. This one, I didn't have time to go and watch to see how this is possible, but somehow there are two different matches on this card where somebody beats Jeff Jarrett for the World Heavyweight Championship. First Hollywood Hulk Hogan and then Booker T in the main
Oh,
event. And I don't know what that's about. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay. Prior to the event going on air, there was a backstage dispute between Hollywood Hogan, the head of WCW Creative, Vince Russo, and Vince Russo. Hulk Hogan wanted to win the WCW Heavyweight Championship in his match against Jeff Jarrett and leave the pay-per-view as champion. Of course he did. But Russo wanted to have Jarrett retain it and then later lose it to Booker T that same night. Russo told Hogan
yeah.
that he was going to have Jarrett lie down for him to work a real conflict. Although Jarrett was not told it was a work. So when the bell rang, Jarrett lay down in the middle of the ring while Russo threw the WCW World Title belt into the ring and yelled to Hogan from ringside to pin Jarrett. A visibly confused Hogan complied, placing a foot on Jarrett's chest after getting on the microphone and telling Russo, "Is this your idea? That's why this company is in the damn shape it's in, because of bullshit like this." After winning and being announced as the new champion, Hogan immediately took the heavyweight championship belt. Moments later, Russo returned to the ring, proclaimed that this would be the last time fans would ever see that piece of shit, I guess Hogan, in an arena, which Hogan claims was a shoot promo. I
No,
don't
this is
know.
all bullshit.
I don't know. Hogan ended up
Worth
filing a
mentioning.
defamation of character lawsuit against Russo, and then somehow the match still happened against Booker, where Booker became the actual champion. I don't know, man.
Worth mentioning that WCW in the year 2000 is like some of the worst stuff ever, like ever.
Yeah. There's really nothing else even on this except that Booker T, who beats Jeff Jarrett for the pinfall in the second time that Jeff Jarrett loses by pinfall for the championship in tonight, also had a second match where he lost against Chris Kanyon on the same night.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
The show seems like it was a mess, and I
Oh,
guess it
it's
was.
yeah, hot garbage, hot garbage. Yeah, yeah.
But hey, in other good news, on the 7th, we had civil union laws passed in Vermont. This was the first of their kind in the United States, and it allowed people of the same sex to not get married, but to have a lot of the same legal rights as if they were married. So we'll count that as a
Uh-huh.
win.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's weird that Vermont was the first state to pass something like that, but here we are. And the very last thing I have is that on the 8th, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire was published in America.
Hey,
That's one of the better ones, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My love for Harry Potter is probably the first half, the first four books, the first four movies, and then everything past that starts getting a little wonky.
Yeah, it's also like hard to still love the franchise with everything going on, but yeah, that's definitely one of the better
Oh,
ones of them.
yeah, she's doing her best to ruin it for everybody.
She sure is. Sky, so let's get into it then with the first game of the franchise. That is Putt Putt Joins the Parade from
Yeah.
1992. I believe you said this was one that you played a lot as a kid.
This is the only one I played as a kid.
Oh,
Did
okay.
you play any putt-putts as a child?
I played Saves the Zoo, and that was the only one.
Okay. Yeah, Joins the Parade was my jam as a 4 to 5 year old. I don't remember how old I was
Hmm.
playing this, but yeah, this was the one that I played, which is how I'm glad the one that I played is the introduction to Putt Putt's iconic puppy companion, Pep.
Pep. Even though in this
So
one he's
canonically, I
objectively a
was
different dog.
yeah, we do change art styles.
He doesn't look right. Also
after the second one. So
on the cover of this, he's like a golden retriever, like he's a yellow dog, which I don't understand because in the game he's brown. So, no idea.
he also loves caves, but we'll get
True.
into that when we meet him.
Yeah. Not a ton in this game. It is Putt Putt wakes up and he wants to join. He wants to join the parade. There's a parade for Pet Day or something, which means he needs to get a car wash or a new paint job. Then he needs to get a pet and for some reason a balloon.
Yeah, everyone needs a balloon.
Gotta have one of those, or you can't be in the parade, as we all
And in
know.
order and in order to accomplish this, in order to afford the car wash or the paint job, you have to go around and learn as a child fiscal responsibility by mowing lawns for coins or delivering groceries for coins. And there's various little puzzles that you have to not really puzzles, but like situations where you're like, oh, there's nails in the road. How do I get the nails off the road? And you go and you find a magnet.
Got a
It's
big magnet.
we haven't
Yeah,
said it yet, but this is a series of point and click games.
yeah.
If nobody's familiar with Putt
They're
Putt.
they are point and click adventure games where you play as a little, usually purple car called Putt Putt. They are for the ages of like 3 to 8 or something, so they are for actual
Mhm.
toddlers. Uh, but
Yes.
we were toddlers when they came out, so shut up. We're playing it.
Yeah. Yep.
In this one, in the sort of track record of these different games, each one feels the need to introduce like one sort of iconic character. In this one, it's a big fire truck
Mhm.
called Smokey. He's the guy who I guess is in charge of the parade, despite the fact that he later will not appear in it. But he's the one that tells you what you need to be in it, and he's kind of a
I
cool guy.
I don't know what it is. The way that Putt Putt seems to like idolize Smokey, I feel like he's just in charge of the town.
He's like
Did you get
Mayor
that
Smokey.
sense? I
He's
feel like he's just
yeah.
he's lord of these
I
lands.
don't know if he's in charge or if he's just like a local hero and so everyone listens to him. But later
Yeah.
in one of the games, Putt Putt's gonna have a lunchbox with his face on it.
That's what
So
I'm
like,
saying. He's famous enough to be on a lunchbox.
yeah. So he's got to just be like, I don't know, local legend or something. He's I don't know, man. Maybe he saved all those cars from the big tire fire, the big Springfield tire fire, and now everyone
Yeah,
loves him.
maybe. Maybe.
The other big thing about this game, well, all this game franchise, is that because it's for children, there's a lot of what they call click points.
Hmm.
This is literally you can click anything in the game, and it'll have some cute little animation to the point where at one point you drive past an apple tree, and if you
Hmm.
click each of the apples, a different thing will happen.
Hmm.
And none of it matters. Like, it's
Hmm.
not going to get you further into getting the things you need for the parade or
No.
anything. But it's just like, here's some bright colors and flashing lights to keep the kids entertained. And honestly, for the kinds of games that we've been playing, it's a little impressive that they took the time to come up with all these little animations and stuff for for every single thing you can possibly click.
Yeah, there was. You could say what you will about the Putt Putt series or similar game titles by like the same publisher,
Yeah.
Humongous Games, who did like Freddy Fish and Pajama Sam and Spy Fox,
Yeah.
all of which have various like cameos throughout all the Putt Putt games.
Yes.
Um, but like there was genuine effort put into this. To I mean
Yeah.
effort for babies, but like
Yeah.
babies need you know something to keep their attention, so they did it. And there's cute art. Putt Putt's a very cute character, so
I
there's
would say he's less cute than the first two. So the first two run on DOS. They're like an old system. And it's very, very
yeah.
pixely. And you do get a little bit. There's one bit specifically in Joins the Parade where he's like coming back from one of the roads you drive down, and so he's front
Hmm.
facing, and it don't look right.
Hmm.
Our little car boy does not look good from the front. Um,
Interestingly enough, I would say that I preferred the older pixely art style. I felt when it became like full 2D animation, it kind of lost a rustic charm that I was really enjoying.
that makes sense. I do disagree, but that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Because it is definitely like, we don't play a lot of old DOS games, so it did have a little
Mm.
bit of like flair of being like, here's the old one. But you did bring up Humongous Entertainment. They're the studio that makes this, of course. They are led by Ron Gilbert and Shelley Day, who she came up with the idea of Putt Putt as a bedtime story for her kids. So a lot of this stuff was things that she just made up one night. Specifically, when we get to the second game, Goes to the Moon, that was one that she
Mm.
just like made up.
Mm.
Which I guess, all of them are made up. But the reason why these games feel better than a lot of kids' games at the time is because the team was almost entirely staffed from people who had been pulled from the Lucasfilm school. So they had been
Oh.
doing things like Monkey Island and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like pretty
yeah.
much all of the most famous point and click adventures at the time. So a lot of pedigree behind the people making this child game about a car. So
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
yeah, but this is probably like the most straightforward one. And if you just do the things that you're supposed to do, I think you can blow through the parade in like maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
But there's a lot of like nonsense in it. Like I don't know how much you messed around in this when you were playing it,
Mm.
but if you go
Mm.
into the toy store, there's two different things in it that you can just do forever.
Yeah. The
There's like
little peg mini game,
well, the peg mini game
peg and
too,
ball.
but
Oh,
there's one where it's like four little animals that just tell
right.
riddles, and
The
they'll just
the
tell you
the, the
like
puppets.
there's like hundreds of riddles. It feels like I was in there for a good 20 minutes, and they just said the entirely new things every time. There's also a
No,
Rubik's cube
I do
type
not have
thing.
time for such nonsense.
Yeah. There's like a Rubik's cube thing where you can put together different pictures, and there's at least six or
Yeah.
seven different pictures in there that you can do. So just a lot
Yeah,
of little things that
there's
you can do.
various like mini games and side puzzles throughout like all of the games, and typically whenever I found those, I looked at them long enough to be like I get it, and then I was like I got other stuff to do.
I
I can't
gotta
be doing
go.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go and you get you get your balloon. You take a shower. You get Pep out of
Hmm.
a spooky cave.
You find it's like a horror cave.
There's
It's
like bats
absolutely
in it.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He's
and
just in there.
you just wave a bone around, and then Pep becomes your best friend for 6 games.
A bone which you find while mowing lawns, just in the backyard of
Yeah.
another car. They presumably murdered somebody.
Oh, a person. I thought you ran over somebody else's pet.
Ooh.
That was going to be my joke. But I don't know how well that would work, because when we do get to the parade, some of the pets are a little stupid. So you get there's a dog, of course. And
Yeah.
there's a cat and a bird. Then you get some foxes, and you're like, okay.
Hmm.
And then the last
Hmm.
one just has like a bunch of spiders.
The freak that has 3 spiders. Yeah.
The spider freak. This is the worst parade. This is the worst parade. There's like 4 cars.
And it's all like people from the town. There's no audience. We're basically just created a convoy, but
Right.
you know, it's fine. We did a thing. The town came together and did a thing. We're all friends. It's fine.
I wish Smokey was involved, so at least there was a car that wasn't just a sedan out there.
That's true.
Um,
Also, gasoline was free in car
it was.
town.
This is the
Just
only.
pull up and you got to pay for a car wash. You got to pay for a paint job. But no,
Yeah.
you just fill up self-service and you just drive off without paying.
Well, they can't have you dying in a kid's game, I guess. But this is, I think, the only game where you have to fill up on gas. I think it's the only one where your gas actually like depletes. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they decided to get rid of that to just be like, kids don't need to know how to how to pump gas.
But I guess by the end, our patented rating system. We are only going to rate the entire Putt Putt series as a whole. We're not going to bother giving various different ratings to each
No.
individual one.
Yeah, it would take
Whatever rating
forever.
we decide at the end is going to stand for all 6 titles. But I think in order to rate this as, because like what are you rating this on? Not gameplay. It's going to be art style, and I think it being for little babies,
Right.
I kind of have to take into consideration like what this would teach your child by playing it, and this one does have quite a bit. It, as I mentioned, it teaches you like how to like you earn money by doing a job. There's
Right.
various like different things that teach you colors and
Sure. Yeah, I mean it is for 3-year-olds,
basic
so yeah.
basic basic like puzzle functions and it teaches you kind of how a car works. Putt Putt's like, this is my gas gauge, this is my horn. So this one's, yeah, kids learn stuff by playing Putt Putt.
Yeah. And then we've got the second game. Putt Putt Goes to the Moon in 1993. Uh,
Kind of a vast jump
a
in
crazy jump.
drama
Yeah,
between I want to join the local parade and get a dog, and to becoming stranded in space. That's
right.
the second one.
And he doesn't mean to. He goes to Mr. Firebirds, who works at a firework factory, and then he accidentally, I guess, makes a rocket that's too big, and then the firework launches him into space. And we're not going to talk about how there's no air there, and so Pep should be dead. That's not important. Don't worry about it.
Doesn't Pep like just get a little space
No, he's just
helmet?
there. He's just there because when you're on the moon, you like pull him out at a couple different points, and he just doesn't have anything. He's just a dog. Maybe when you're flying through space, he has like a little fishbowl, but
I
or
could
on
have
the
sworn
cover.
he gets a little fishbowl on his head.
If he does, he's
Yeah, he
not
does.
wearing
He
it
does.
for
He
most
does.
of the game.
He gets a little fishbowl. I'm seeing it now.
Is it just when he's in space? Because when you're there's a
Maybe.
bit where you have to like hold him up to grab something, and he's definitely not wearing it then.
Oh well, he can't grab something with a helmet on his head.
I guess so.
But can we talk about some of the things that you see while you float through space? Because it's
Sure.
immediately a hellscape up there. He gets blasted into space, which is a combination of this dumbass Firebird car who speaks like Pee Wee Herman, just letting a child pull levers and stuff in his factory, and also our dog was chasing a butterfly like an idiot and got us in trouble. Um, but like you're in space for 2 seconds and you're already finding aliens and like super powered animals like cats and there's a like a Sputnik satellite machine that's just creating planets.
Yeah, man. Space is crazy.
It's crazy up there.
Space is nuts. But you do eventually land on the moon, and you pretty quickly you meet a guy who is the rover left behind by the Earth human astronauts. This is the only time in the entire game that humans are referenced at all in the series. I don't even. But he wants to go home with you. He's like, I would like to go back to Earth, me, rover. And to do that, you have to build a rocket. So you have to get the actual body of a rocket, a nose cone, some gas, and a steering wheel. I guess we use steering wheels on a rocket ship. Why not? And then a key to make the rocket turn on. And all of them are pretty straightforward. Some of them are kind of annoying. So, like, the key, I don't know how you tell which key is right. So I just went back and forth like twice and got the right one eventually.
I think it's
So,
supposed to like roughly match the shape of whatever's on the blueprint.
uh, yeah, I mean, that would make sense. I wasn't really looking at the blueprint. I was looking at, like, the inside of the rocket, I guess.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. But you also, to get the key, you also have to do a good deed. And it took me a
Hmm.
minute to realize you have to go back to, like, basically where you first land to find some chud who fell into the moon
Yeah.
goo.
Some guy fell into the moon goo.
You got to get his ass out of there. I'll just throw this out there immediately. I think this is probably the worst one for me. This game, I think this one has like a lot going on and none of it really feels good.
I I would venture a guess that this is a lot of people's favorites, though. I think
Maybe,
Putt
but they'd
Putt
be
Goes to the
wrong.
Moon is probably, if you're a Putt Putt stan, if you're a Putt Putt stan, this is the one that's like iconic to you, I guess. Again, my favorite. I'm keeping it simple. Joins the Parade was my jam as a kid. So, but I don't know. You got Rover, and he has like Superman-esque powers. He can
He
do anything. He's like the most powerful being we've ever met.
he has like a big claw. He does give off serial killer energy, and I didn't feel good bringing him home with
Hmm.
us, because it did feel like he was going to snap and kill a man.
He's got space madness.
Yeah. You have to like evict some aliens from an ice cream stand because the ice cream stand is your rocket or something, and then like there's one bit where you have to find a guy to run the pump station, so you have to go and like talk to some, I forget exactly how it works. Somebody gives you like a number and then you go to the apartment and then that's the wrong number and then you have to do that like 3 times. And then you find the guy and
Yeah,
he's like, "I'll give you the gas now." And you're like, "Cool, this was fun. We had fun with
it
this."
teaches you. It's like a combination of like following directions and teaching you how addresses work, I guess. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know if that's really how addresses work though.
The basic premise
Of
of
there's
a
a number on the door.
building building with a number on it. Yeah.
And then of course the man in the moon shoves his nose cone in you, and we're all happy with that. We're all good.
It was Mac tonight.
It was Mac tonight from McDonald's. You get your rocket going, you fly on home, and then Rover goes, "Hi guys, I'm Rover. I live here now." And then we'll see him like 3 games from now.
That's true. The only thing else worth mentioning, because we already covered the important part, was Putt Putt saving that guy from the moon goo. The only other thing
Important part.
is it was like right when you get to the moon, the first thing Pep does is he like jumps out and runs into a cave because he loves caves.
He loves
That dog
caves.
yearns for the cave. And I thought
Ye-
it was going to be a recurring thing throughout the series, but I don't think he ever goes into another cave.
No, I think it's just this one and the first one. He only likes caves in DOS games.
Makes sense.
And then the third game is the one that I played the most as a kid. It's Putt Putt Saves the Zoo from 1995. I guess we did something else in 94, and then came back to Putt Putt in 95. We are no longer in DOS. There's like a 2D animated art style, which I think is cute, and I guess you don't as much. But
No, no, no. I mean, it looks good. It looks clean. It probably it objectively does look better. I just don't care for the art style as much. Again, rustic charm is what I would use to describe the first two games.
yeah, I could see that. This adds a couple of new things that become a thing in every game, such as we're gonna get a song. We're gonna get a song in every game from here
Hmm.
on out. This one has the
Hmm.
best one. I think we get diminishing results pretty much every time past this. But the topiary creatures, umama, they slap. They're the guys. They understand what they're doing here. I almost wonder if this one was so good that they were like, well, clearly we have to do this again, and then they just like could not make it work again. But in Papa Saves the Zoo, your job is to find all the baby animals who have gone missing from their exhibits. Our big friend Outback Al needs us to do that so that they can open the Cartown Zoo.
Outback Al is this game smoky.
Yeah. Also, the Cartown Zoo is a mess for a lot of reasons. Number one of the first things happens is you walk in and an avalanche happens in the ice section, which is like what
This entire the zoo is a
you should
death
not.
trap.
Two of the three
Let's
areas
get
will
that
kill you.
established right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you try to go the snow way and then an avalanche happens, you're like, well, I guess I'll go the jungle way, and then you have to Putt Putt. A child has to swing on a vine over a crocodile.
It's a swing over a crocodile, who I guess in this universe would probably be your friend, but whatever.
We
We're
don't
just
know that.
doing a pitfall reference or whatever. But the even without that, then you have to like to see half of the animals in that section of the zoo. You have to get on a raft and like go on rapids and shit. It's like this is not safe. I mean, I guess you're a car. I don't know if cars can drown, but but still.
You know, I it's around this point in this game that I start to establish a theory about Putt Putt and his life. If I could share that with you for a moment.
Okay.
So Putt Putt is like, oh, it's Outback Al, because Putt Putt knows people, and he's talking to Outback Al. But then he goes throughout the zoo, and there's just various other cars that like work at the zoo as like a truck, like a food truck or like a souvenir stand or whatever.
Right.
And like they know Putt Putt by name too. And
Yeah.
then you think back and you're like every house you go door to door, they all know Putt Putt. The guy who runs the firework factory, he knows Putt Putt. When he gets blasted to the moon, you check your radio, it makes the news. Like Putt Putt by
Well,
name has been launched into space,
yeah.
and it would. That's
It
to be
would. That
fair.
would.
But like, how does everybody know this kid? everyone knows Putt Putt, and it makes me think he's living in like a Truman Show situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's the one with the camera crew following him around.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, after the first, well, not the first game because like 5 or 6 people joined the parade or whatever. But yeah, once you're the kid who went to the moon, then I understand everyone knowing him. But you're right, it is weird. Maybe he's like a problem kid, and so he's knocking at people's doors and he's like, "Can I mow your lawn?" And they're like, "Oh shit, okay."
Oh, oh god, it's Putt Putt.
Oh god, it's Putt Putt. Um,
No, he's too wholesome for that, but he is very accident prone.
hey, sometimes murderers are act really nice. Ask the people who fell in love with uh, the one that Zac Efron played in that movie, Dahmer. Uh,
Oh, oh.
so you have to save Kenya the lion, Zanzibar the hippo, Jambo the elephant, Messiah the giraffe, Sammy the seal, and Skeeter the snake. And really, I think if there's anything that this one teaches you, as compared to the other games, it's just how animals work, I guess. There's like little
Yeah,
speakers you
yeah,
can
yeah.
click on, and they'll tell you facts about animals. And I guess that's pretty much it. I guess
Yeah.
Skeeter being frozen in the tundra will let you know that snakes shouldn't be in the fucking tundra.
That snake shouldn't be alive anymore after that.
Probably not, but he got a hot cocoa, so it's okay.
That is true. This game also introduces a what I'll loosely refer to as a like photo taking system, where
Oh
like you just
yeah,
click a thing and then you unlock different pictures that Putt Putt takes. You don't actually take the picture yourself, but that's fun as a collectible. Go
it's
take
cute.
pictures of all the animals.
Yeah, you can't actually
This
get.
one does have good theme park energy.
Yeah. This was my favorite one as a kid, and it was the only one I played as
Hmm.
a kid. But being as how there's only one other one on this list that I would say rivals this one for me, and we haven't gotten there yet, but we will. Um, this one's pretty good. I enjoyed like hanging out with the animals. I think they're cute. I love that all the all the baby animals are just voiced by actual kids. Like in the credits, you see just pictures of the kids.
Yeah, they show you that.
I think that's cute. And one of these animals is going to show up later.
Yeah, that is fun. The amount of like times that they decide, like, let's have a recurring character here. Let's have this person come back, show up later.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Well, the thing that pops up and says the age bracket is from age what 3 to 8, and the games
Yeah.
came out between 93 and 2000. So that would be the entire rate. If you were just turned 3 when that first one came out, you could have just turned or like be on that tail end of 8 by the time the last one comes out. So I guess they were like, "That's it. We've hit our demographic." There we go. Oh, and this one also has a thing where they can go on seemingly forever, where you click on a monkey and he'll tell you a rhyme. I don't know what the point of that one is, but it happens and it's there.
All right.
And then we go to Putt Putt Traveling Through Time. This was also 2 years later. I think at this point we're bouncing between all the other games that they're doing too, because I think maybe when we're doing the DOS ones, maybe we don't have like Freddy Fish and special
Hmm.
all Pajama Sam and all that, and now we have to spread them out a little bit more because we're like cutting between them. I don't know, just a theory,
Hmm.
a game theory. But
Oh, we're gonna get sued. Don't say that.
in no, he's retired, so we're good.
Oh, well, we might get killed because he's in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, but he's not the bad guy,
He's
is
just,
he?
he's one of the in the first one he's just a guy that works at the diner or something. In the second one he's the voice of one of the things, one of the monsters.
Oh, uh-oh. Anyway, the fourth game is Putt Putt Travels Through Time. Again, we're making some crazy departures, and
Yeah.
again, it's Mr. Firebird's fault.
Yeah. This guy is a menace to society.
He's got to go.
He's sending kids through time to the moon.
It is pretty funny. You go to the fireworks factory again to do something with a history paper. I don't know. I don't actually know why you go there, but when you drive past, there's a thing that says firework factory and it's crossed out. Which I
Yeah,
think is
yeah.
pretty funny.
He put a new sign over it.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
good continuity there. And then he's got like the rock. It looks like it's the rocket from Goes to the Moon is crashed there, and he's somehow turned that into a time portal, which you then well, not you, but a lot of your stuff gets accidentally sucked into. So you lose your, was it calculator, lunchbox, dog, and history report. And so now those are the four
Yeah.
MacGuffins you got to go get, because I guess they do say a thing that's like, we have to go get those four things or the portal can't close because there's things in the wrong timeline. But then part of the puzzle is you move stuff from one timeline to another timeline. So I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it's for 6 year olds or whatever, so who cares? But I did
Hmm.
notice. I did notice, Mr. Firebird, that you're a liar.
He just wanted to send this little boy through time.
Yeah. This is also, I believe, the first game in the franchise where the puzzles are different between playthroughs. This will only last
Oh, is
for
that
two
true?
games. Yeah. They're the same puzzle, but like there's a bit where like you build a bridge and there's one of the rocks is missing, and which rock is missing will be different.
Oh,
Or
like the shape. I see.
yeah, or like the lunchbox won't be in, like in my playthrough the lunchbox was in the future, but in other playthroughs I guess it can be other places.
Oh, where things go are in different spots. That's interesting. It
Yeah.
is so is Pep not always in the future?
Pep was not in the future for me. Pep was in the medieval castle town. So no.
Oh, very
Uh
neat.
yeah, this one and the fifth one are the only ones where that happens. Once we go well, the last one they went back to a more straightforward sort of way. I guess it just adds replayability, which is good, but I will say it was the same puzzle every time and goes to the zoo or saves the zoo, and I definitely played that like 6 times as a kid, so it didn't affect my 6 year old brain at all.
No, yeah.
But it is nice. It is nice and it's cool. For me, yeah, Pep was in medieval time. The lunchbox was in the future. The calculator was in the Western world. And the history port was stuck under a dinosaur's foot, which was kind of annoying but
Oh,
funny. This one I found to be entertaining. I think this was like a little fun and cute one. Some of the puzzles were a
yeah.
little bit annoying, and I think maybe that there's a chance that that's because they're different, and so some of them end up being like kind of half baked because they're not like more as thoughtfully thought through. Um,
Uh-huh.
where it's like, hey, why do I need to feed this dinosaur like 5 different times to get him to step off my history paper? What's the deal with that? Um, but it is cute, and I think I enjoy it. You know, you go to dinosaur prehistoric times where you meet the first car sapien, who's just a wheel, a
Yeah,
round rock with a stick stubbed through it, and I
he's a
appreciate
wheel.
that. And then you go to medieval times where everyone's a carriage, which is kind of funny, and Merlin's there, and he's very suspect.
You meet a Merlin. He's the creepiest guy maybe in the whole series, and that's saying something.
Probably. And then you go to cowboy times where you have to oil up an old man who's a train.
That is true. That does happen.
There's a train who's like, I need you to hit me with the oil can.
Oh God,
It's so. Oh, now that I'm all greased up and ready to go, I need some water for my steam engine.
that happens. Yeah, that all
Yeah.
happens.
It's really creepy. I'm not a big fan of him. But it is funny. I don't know. Really, don't have a ton to say about this one. The after Cowboy World, you have a future world, and that one I think is maybe the most annoying because there's one puzzle in it where you have to like make food for an animal, and then that's not important. Well, maybe it's important in different versions of it. For me, it was nothing. So I just made food for an animal, and then he transformed into a different animal, and I was like, I'm not gonna do this forever. I'm not doing this again. Sorry, man. It is also where, and I think it's because I was playing a lot of these back to back, where you do start to get kind of tired of the formula of like
Yeah,
everyone is just talking so much, and you're like, dude, I get it. I'm not 6, but the game's made for 6 year olds, so you kind of have to let that go.
yeah.
But it this did start to grate on me of like, oh my god, I get it. You don't need to say the thing every time I do it. I've just done it. You know what I mean?
Definitely. It was definitely by this game specifically that I was like, all right, I'm done. Is where it's just like I don't care about any side mini games, bullshit, whatever. Just let me, please get me out of this hellscape time travel nightmare. This
One
excellent adventure, if you will.
Yeah. One important little bit of information from this one is that this is the last time that Putt Putt is voiced by Jason Ellison, or is it Jacob Ellison? My handwriting's really bad, and I did write this on paper. One of those.
I don't know.
So in the last 2 games of the franchise, he's voiced by an older woman as opposed to an actual
Uh,
child.
oh, okay. More of an industry standard.
Yes. Although I will say, I like the original voice better.
No, I definitely do too.
He gets replaced by Nancy Cartwright, who becomes the new
Oh,
voice.
that was Nancy Cartwright?
Nancy Cartwright from that thing that you know her from.
That's fucking that's fucking Bart Simpson.
Oh. Well,
I had no idea. I would need to go back and listen again.
sorry, Bart Simpson. I
Um
preferred the original voice.
no, I definitely did too, which is weird.
So there you go. Then we get to our second to last game in the franchise. Putt Putt enters the race. And I will say, thematically, a letdown. You know, we've done a lot of cool stuff at this point. The last three were saving a zoo, which, yeah, not that flashy, but kids love zoos.
Yeah.
Going to the moon, traveling through
Animals.
time. And now we're
Mhm.
joining a race. You know what I mean?
Now, they did kind of immediately catch my attention by saying the Cartown 500. I was like, okay, let's do this. Big time NASCAR or whatever. Let's go for it. But I don't even think they really stay on theme throughout this
No.
game. It's more just like go do busy work chores until you just find some stuff that you're arbitrarily told you need to enter a race, not unlike the parade. And then granted, you do a little racing mini game, which
The only time
I
that it
was not
matters that you're a
expecting.
car. uh, okay. The selling points of this one is if you're a fan of the franchise, and I think that's pretty much it. Like if you've played all the previous ones, then this one will give you a little bit of a oh hey I remember this because you do go back to Cartown and it's mostly the same layout as the first game. You get to see a lot of the people that you met in the previous game. So you see Outback Al and you see Rover, who's working at like a diner, basically. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. And I think Smokey's there as well, although I didn't write him down in my notes. And yeah,
Yeah, I think he is.
it's very straightforward. It's literally just we got to get the one more time. We got to get the things and do the thing, and now we're in a race, and then the game's over.
Yeah, the race is crazy though.
The race is finicky, would be my word for it. It's not.
It
Yeah.
when I say it's violent.
Oh
There's
yes.
like cars spinning out and explode, and there's ducks walking on the track.
Yeah, cut to that bit from whichever Cars movie where he dies.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is maybe my second least favorite. Not because it's bad, but because it's just like I don't know. Everything else was so much more entertaining. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
This one's just like,
There's
oh, and now
just
we're in a race. Okay.
I think the parade one gets by on not having like a crazy theme because it's the first one, and then everything after that, space, zoo, time travel in that order. There's a whole lot of fun to be had within those themes, and then this one, if they had like doubled down on it being a race sporty type thing, like you're at like the big race car track and you have to do race car things, but it really just
Right.
devolves into doing chores around town, which we already did that. So
Yeah.
I think it's probably the worst one.
Make one of the ones. Make one of the tasks that I have to get like a cool racing stripe that will make me faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me get some nos. Let me get some illegal
Oh,
drugs.
yes.
So yeah, I don't really have a ton to say about that one. It was, I think, one of the more straightforward ones. I did appreciate seeing the old characters again. That was nice. But otherwise, I was like,
Yeah,
eh.
that's cool.
Which brings us to the final game and the most relevant one for our purposes, the one that came out in the year 2000. Putt Putt joins the
Hmm.
circus. This is the other one that sort of rivals my interest for the Saves the Zoo one, although I did find it more obtuse than that. So I
Hmm.
think I do still circle the zoo, but this one's pretty entertaining. It very much it's almost the same game, genuinely, as Saves the Zoo. You go to a place and you find the guy who's in charge of the place, and he's like, "You got to fix my 5 acts for the circus or whatever," and then you go and you do that, and
Hmm.
then you're done. It's less about collecting things as it is like solving individual problems, and I guess that's interesting. Um, Things I didn't love about this one include the part where you give your dog fleas.
Dude, you just willingly give him fleas. You infect him with an infestation of fleas, and he's not consenting to it. He's like, I don't want this. And you're like, don't worry,
He
Pep. It's only gonna be for like half an hour.
Yeah,
It's like this is awful.
he is at best resigned to it. He's definitely not pro it. But hey,
I think it's funny at this point, sixth game in the series, and Putt Putt just wants to go to the zoo. Or no, the
yeah,
circus, excuse me. He
the
just wants to
circus.
go to the circus.
Yeah,
He has a ticket to the circus. He shows up at the train, and a goat just eats his ticket.
yeah.
He's like, "Oh man, that sucks."
The
He goes to the circus anyways, and then the guy, the ringmaster, is like, "Oh shit, oh fuck, man, everything's ruined and I can't do this." And this is where I wrote down in my notes, like, everyone in this town can't do anything unless this child helps them.
if
Everyone is absolutely
everyone is
worthless.
useless. If the cast of this one in particular, like the voice cast, was replaced by the cast of Smiling Friends, 10 out of 10 video game.
Ooh, that'd be pretty good. I'd like to see that.
Can we
We
just
should get
get
a
a
Smiling Friends
redub?
point and click.
Yeah. Um,
Um,
it's interesting.
you know what
Yeah.
pissed me off here?
Ooh.
It pissed me off that like Putt Putt gets here and he will not shut up. He keeps saying, "I
Yes.
can't believe I'm at the circus. Wow,
Wow.
look at that. It's so cool." And I'm like, "You went to the moon?
You enjoy
You
those?
traveled through time." He's so amazed about everything about the circus, more amazed than anything he's ever seen.
Yeah.
He's spoken to animals.
Right.
He's saved a lion from a
Which,
waterfall.
hey, why can't Pep talk now that we're on that topic? What's the deal?
That's a
What's
good
wrong with Pep?
question. He's one of those cave dwellers. He can't
Oh,
speak
he's
the
a cave
king's
dog.
English. He
Yeah.
can't speak the king's English because he comes from the cave.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. I buy that. There were things in this one that like kind of annoyed me where I was like you get to the hippo. There's a hippo who is like up on a high dive and you have to make a block to fill a thing and then fill it with water. It doesn't matter.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
at one point you're talking to her and you're like, "Can you just climb down?" And she's like, "No." It's like, "Come on, man. I got to do all this now." So
Gotta help everybody.
it's not my favorite. It's also, we haven't talked about the other songs since Saves the Zoo, and it's because they've all been bad. This is probably the worst one, the worst song.
I honestly kind of clocked out when every song was happening. I just
Yeah, that's
kind of just
fair.
phased out.
This one's primarily just like a bunch of animals front facing camera and like turning, and it looks really bad. And then the song's also like we didn't put our whole effort into this one. We do get the return of Baby Jumbo from Saves the Zoo, and I appreciated
Yeah,
that.
the circus stole the elephants from the
Yeah,
zoo.
Baby Jumbo and the mom,
I
whose
don't know
mom I
how I
don't
feel
remember.
about that.
I mean, they seem happy. I don't know. Jumbo's an artist now, so that's got to be something. I don't know. It's a very straightforward game series, and I think this one maybe more so even than the like I'm gonna travel through time ones. But I do think this one's
Yeah.
cute. I do appreciate the like, oh, you have to learn the honk language so you can talk to the clown that only speaks in honks for some reason. Like, that's a cute bit. Why not? Screw it. I don't know. You have anything else to say about this one?
There's nothing really more to say, but it follows the pattern of fix everyone's problems and then you saved the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game for 6-year-olds, so it's very straightforward.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I enjoyed this one just maybe because I like circuses. You know what I mean? I think maybe that is all it comes down to at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, I sort of threw in all of my trivia as we were going, so I don't have anything else to throw in there.
That's okay. Yeah, I think we can just rate this puppy and call it a day. Move on to the
Yeah.
next one.
Okay, so we're rating Pep, the puppy. How do you feel?
Oh, he's not the best video game dog, but he's not
No.
the worst video game dog
Has
probably either.
fleas. That's gonna knock a point off.
The worst video game dog is that dog from the Walking Dead Telltale game that bites the shit out of Clementine's arm. That's the worst video game dog.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
You remember that?
Not really. It's
It's
been a
okay.
minute.
I remember it.
I
Yeah,
know.
I haven't played those games in. That might have been like the last season I played too. I don't
I struggle to remember many video game dogs, but so yeah, so we're reviewing the or rating the whole franchise, which does make it a little bit more complicated, I guess. I don't know. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I I don't feel that it really warrants
Yeah.
each one getting its own score. Uh,
No.
so I'd rather just like flat
Just do the
say
whole
like
thing.
this is the thing. Although I guess going back to like 1992, then like that's when Parade came out, I think. So like
Right.
Parade will be sitting in the 92 column with whatever score we give the whole series. And same thing with the Circus in 2000. That's where it'll rank, I
Okay.
think.
Okay. Okay, well, so then you go first because I'm still a little confused by how this is going to work. How would you rate this on our patented system?
Okay, so let's take a look. 10 is masterpiece, 9 is amazing, 8 is great, 7 is good, 6 is okay, 5 is mediocre, 4 bad, 3. I think everything below that is not fair because
Yeah.
these aren't bad.
No,
These aren't bad. Like, what am I going to do? Give this a bad score because it's for
because
children?
it's
Of
for
course not.
babies.
That's not
Yeah.
fair. You got to look at how if it accomplishes what it sets out to, and I think it absolutely does. The whole series, um, and it's got Putt Putt's a cute character, and it's got cute art throughout. A lot of work went into it, music, good little landscapes every once in a while.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think if like 5 is too harsh.
I was probably going to go higher than 5. Because 5 is mediocre. I think as a kids
Hmm.
game, I think that this is better than that, but I would understand.
Hmm.
So from the website that we're not stealing our review score from, under 5, it does say this is the kind of bland, unremarkable game we've mostly forgotten about a day after we finish playing it. A mediocre game isn't something
Hmm.
you should spend your time or money on if you consider either to be precious, but they'll pass the time if you have nothing better to do. And I don't necessarily think that that describes Putt Putt. I think slightly higher than that of it, because I think it is it unremarkable? Yeah, maybe. Is it bland? Sure. But also, I'm an adult playing a game for babies. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to put myself in that mindset. But I do know that, like, when I was a kid, I really did like this game, at least the one that I played. So, so I think, for me personally, I'm thinking a 6. Because 6 is okay.
Yeah.
For what it says on that, it says comes with a boatload of ifs. You know, there's a good game in here, but in order to find it, you have to know where to look. And I think that that's pretty accurate to this franchise, because it's like the ifs are you a kid who's not listening to this podcast? You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
there is fun to be had in these games, but it is I do think pretty much the only way that you're having fun with this is either if you're a child or if you have nostalgia for the franchise. I think otherwise you're just like, okay, yeah, I'm a car now. Neat. You know?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna give it a 6. I think that's where I'm sticking. But you at a 5, I don't think is far off. I think that that's totally fair.
No, no, no. My original question was, is a 5 too harsh? And I think it is. I don't think I'm going to go all the way to a 6, though. I think I'm going to say 5.5
Okay.
because again, and I know it's not really fair the way that we're like judging the whole series, but like I have nostalgia for Joins the Parade, and I think Saves the Zoo is probably the best one.
Hell
And
yeah.
the moon, even though it gets a little convoluted and crazy, is again probably a lot of people's favorites if they're thinking back nostalgically, because of the moon goo. But like
It can't just be the moon goo.
the last half, the last 3 games, I was kind of like, all right, let's finish. I'm rolling my eyes
Yeah.
at this. Even though there were bits that were cute, the circus setting, sure, and the actual race at the end of the race one. Um, but also like I don't even think those ones. How do you say this when it comes to a child's point and click game? Like you don't have to play all of them. If you were gonna fuck around with
No,
Putt Putt, I
yeah.
think you could just get away with playing the first 3.
Or any 3, frankly. Like, you know, it's not a game that I think or a franchise where it's like, oh, you're gonna play all of them. I mean, you only played one, I only played one, very different ones, and we're like, Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that. That was great as a kid. But we were at no point compelled to be like, Mummy, there's a new Putt Putt on the shelf. Can I have that? You know what I
of
mean?
course.
So,
Yeah.
like, I get it. For
Um,
sure I get it.
yeah. I think I'm sticking it with a 5.5, which aggregates our two scores to 5.75 out of 10.
Makes sense.
Which puts it on our list above Crazy Taxi.
All right, get bent, Crazy Taxi. Would have been more fun if you were a talking baby car. It's actually probably true.
Yeah, the just other car is better than you.
Yeah. Anyway, if you want to tell us all about your memories about whichever putt putt game you played as a kid, and therefore you think that one is the best one, you can do so in the comment section on YouTube or Spotify. Those are the places that we are. We would love to see you in both of those places, but I guess we'll accept you being on just one. Just make sure you're subscribed there because we're trying to hit 300 by the end of the year. You can follow the show on Twitter at rsr_pod, or you can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Daniel J. McGee.
You could follow me on Blue Sky at Skyler 8-bit.
And until next time, everybody, I'm stuck in a moon goo.
Play more putts.
What more games?
Put more games.
Jump right in, everything feels right. Press play, take a trip back in time where pixels and